Hi guys, today we're gonna be working with Commodore Plus 4 computer introduced back in 1984. This one I got it from eBay. I don't know if it's a working unit because I wanted just to open it up and clean it. It's very dirty. There's a lot of dust around it, so I'm not gonna take the risk and plug it in before I open it up and clean it a bit, check the circuit inside and all that, and then I might be ready to fire it up. I have a special power supply for this unit, but I don't want to power it up. This is so dirty. I have to clean tons of dust around it, and I bet it's gonna be the same inside the machine. So I would rather go for some cleaning first and try to bright the yellowing of the keyboard and all that, and then I'm gonna fire it up and see what happens. I also have a compatible dataset on the side, which is also very dirty. I don't know if it's a working unit or not, so I'm gonna try both, and I hope I can make it work by the end of the day or by the end of this video. Here is the dataset, and we have to check both, clean both, open both up and check what is happening and see if we can make it work. Okay, I think the first impression is good. Apart from the dust I'm going to remove shortly, I cannot see any fried components, at least to the eye. By the first glance I think we're good, and the fuse looks good. I have to run a test with my multimeter over the fuse, but overall I think condition looks okay. The TV tuner is a bit rusty, and there is dust like everywhere, but this is minor. At the same time, I'm gonna get the keyboard straight to the bathroom to start the retrobrite process, and because I have to wait several hours to let it dry, and I'm gonna deal with a TED chip inside this compartment, remove the thermal compound if there is any thermal compound left, and replace it with some fresh. If we can manage to power this up, then we can test if it's working with a dataset, because the instruction to the dataset goes straight from here. Okay, and now we are ready to retrobrite the keyboard. This keyboard is so dirty with so much dust. You can see the dust even through the keys, around the keys, and all around the PCB that holds the keys, the keyboard together. Okay, you can call it this far-fetched, but to me I think it is necessary and it works. This is oxygen 2, hydrogen 2, oxygen liquid with some alcohol mixed up together to give the retrobrite effect. It's gonna be cleaned after 1 hour, left to the sun for several hours to get dry, and we'll see the results in a while. And now we are back to our main board. I have removed the top of the case of the TED chip. You can see the old thermal paste and the heatsink, which is attached to the top of the case. And this is the TED chip with some thermal compound, probably 35 years old. The rest of the circuit is clean now, nothing special, just an anti-static brush, and that was all. But this is this is an important step. We have to remove the paste, the old paste from the IC and from the heatsink, and put some fresh and put it back together, because this TED chip tends to get fried. So it's very sensitive, to the heat. So makeup remover and some alcohol will do the job. All you have to do is just to rub gently to remove all the old thermal paste from the IC and the heatsink. Just make sure everything is clean, so that the new thermal paste can be put into place. Now remember, the quantity has to be like a pea size thermal paste, and then put the case back together so that it's firmly on top of the TED chip, like this, but no more. You don't have to put like tons of thermal compound onto ICs. You really don't. Just make sure it makes contact, it's firmly closed. And now I think it's time, before I can do anything more or spend more time over this machine, I need to know if it's working unit or not. This is the first time I'm gonna power this thing up. I'm crossing fingers. You guys stay with me. I'm putting the monitor into, I'm using the monochrome display, my favorite one for the tests. And we'll see how it goes. So okay, fire in the hole. I think we got something. We have, well, it's working unit. It's a working unit. So it deserves some more time to spend over this, to check several other stuff plus the dataset. So let's get going. The next test is to check the RF modulator, while at the same time I'm using the monochrome display on the side as well. So I think it's perfect. Now there is no heat generated yet. I'm touching the CPU here. I think I'm gonna put a heatsink, because it's gonna be at the same, around the same height with the TED chip compartment. So I think I'm gonna put a heatsink over the CPU in a while, but there is no heat, extra heat, at least not yet, over the chips, and both outputs are working fine. So the TED chip does what it has to do, and I'm pleased. And apparently the TV signal, it looks very, very nice. I'm pleased. Okay, just put the heatsink over the CPU. In this case, for the +4, it's an 8501 CPU, which actually is a modified version of this 6502 or the 6510. Yeah, I tend to and I really strongly suggest to put heatsinks over the CPUs for hardening the system and future proofing is called. You can see the heatsink is indeed at the same height with the dead chip compartment, so I think it looks good and useful. Now another thing that caught my eye is the shift lock switch, which is at the bottom side of the keyboard, might be in contact with the keyboard ribbon, and we want to prevent this because the ribbon can be damaged. After all, there is no much space inside the Commodore Plus 4 in any case. So I'm gonna put this insulating, cut a little piece of this insulating sponge or something to put it right between the ribbon and the switch, so they are not getting in contact. And usually, if I remember this right, this should have been there in the first place. And it looks like this. The ribbon now, where it was a bit damaged, it goes straight onto the sponge, this non-conductive material, and I think we're good at this point. This is very important. I've seen ribbons went off many times before. I have to tell you that this is day 2. I had to take a break to give the keyboard the chance to get dry under the sun for this whole day today, and I was lucky because it was a sunny hot day, so I think the keyboard now looks good. I have tested the keys and all that, and now I'm trying to see if we can load a game, because this is the time to test the dataset and how it works with this computer, and then I can call it a solid a fully working set. So let's try loading the game and see what happens. I don't have any joysticks, but what the heck. Yeah, we'll see. I can play with keyboard, I guess. And by the way, this is the only game I have for this machine. The previous owner who sent me the dataset left a cassette inside. Thank you for this. I don't know if that was something that was done intentionally, but in any case, it's a bonus for me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a cassette to test this machine. So Fire Ant is the game that I have. Yeah, you can see here it was found, and it's written for the 16K Commodore, which means that it doesn't take long to load. It's probably a small program, never seen it before, but in any case, I'm chopping off some of this footage to make it shorter, and let's play, crossing fingers. Okay, now it goes keyboard or joystick. I wish I had a joystick. Let me press K and select the keyboard and see what happens. Okay, we have a game. I guess I am the ant at the top of the screen, and I need to go for the keys or something. Okay, they got me already. It's strange because yeah, this is a lame excuse. When I wanted to test the machine, I didn't think of the 4 built-in ROMs and the 4 built-in applications that Plus 4 has, thus the name. Commodore Plus 4 comes with a database, a spreadsheet, a word processor, and a graphics creator in ROMs, so you can easily, at the hit of a button, get into this serious business software. I mean, but then again I wanted to try the data set, right? So no, the truth is I didn't even think of that. I just jumped to the game, and the only cassette that I have, and it's all about games after all. So thanks for watching. Consider subscribing. I'll be here with another video soon, and yeah, I'll catch you later, and I hope you enjoyed.